So I'm gonna come and check out the board when I come help them out, and I just look. They've got a lot of weeding to do, especially now during blueberry season, because a lot of the people they would use to weed are picking blueberries. So I'll come and help them weed and see they need carrots done in 5 West. So that's where we'll go today.
And these are the ones we want to leave in.
Yeah,
and
for
these
sure.
are the ones
yeah.
we want to take out.
Yeah.
And you know, this is like this, for example. We put this in the wild mix. This is pigweed, or wild amaranth is what we prefer to call it. High in protein, very nutritious plant. People on the prairies know it as a survival food. Needing to grow food in marginal situations and finding the crops that best match the resources you have. And then teaching the chefs that it was to their advantage to have the produce that came from the farms be 100% usable in their kitchens. So they weren't generating waste. We were keeping the extra biomass on the farm to feed back to the soil, and we just gradually grew and grew. Oh, listen, I've got Vapsa. I'm going to pick you some. I'll put it on your truck because I'd really like somebody to be using it.
Okay.
Chris was one of the first chefs that actually invited me to come and speak to everybody on his staff and introduce them to what we put in our celebration salad, which changes from week to week, typically has about 30 different kinds of things. And it's not, I think, very good either for the restaurant or for our product to have the people who are eating it say, "What's this?" and nobody can tell them. Because we do put unconventional components into our salads. We really like to use as many of our so-called weeds as are edible in the salad. But anyway, it was a really lovely way to just get to bring in from the farm what we were bringing to the restaurant and sit down and spend some time and taste it and experience it.
You learn so much as to what they're actually putting in the salad. It changes so frequently, and like she said, there's like over 30 varieties sometimes. And it's great to know that a lot of it is just wild edibles and weeds. So
for us to work with the publicity business in order to both promote our business and his business, it takes time and effort. And for him to come and make a contribution to the farm, it keeps things in balance. And I think it also gives him even a deeper experience of what's behind getting those carrots to him. Because if they don't get weeded, they get plowed down.
I came out here for, a few hours, and the next thing I know, I was 8 hours later, I was leaving, and it felt like time had just flown because I was learning so much and seeing something totally different than I'm used to, right? So this is anise hyssop. It comes in, there's a dessert garnish they do, but I like to use it in some dishes that I make because it's a very licoricey green, and it has a real good punch of anisette, so I really love using this. Paul is another person I use at Hannahbrook Farms for a lot of our products, and there's a really unique way that Paul farms and using his irrigation systems and stuff, and I think that's really a cool thing that I like about his farm.
We have artesian springs. We have 19 separate artesian springs on this ridge, and 2 of the springs on this particular field, we basically transfer the water into all these paths. And as you can see, the field is on a very slight angle, and the water will flow through all of these beds, and it actually makes it down into these side gardens as well from one central location. Yeah. So we got the purple komatsuna. This is a white chidori kale, and this is purple orac, and there's a couple different varieties of red kales, specialty kales. To give you an idea how clueless I was when I started the farm, I didn't even know what this was, and I ripped it all out. It somehow came back.
It's my favorite part of this farm is the watercress. It's the variety of watercress, number one, and number two, it's the water that it's getting. It just has this really pungent pepperiness that I just love, and it's great for making sauces and just tossing as a little bit of green on like a steak.
This little tiny coupling, which is like 79 cents, does all the work for us, preventing rocks from getting into our line. Now the water's on.